Hola mi gente, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean and this is We Are Investing, a channel that's dedicated in investing and personal finance. On today's video, we are going to go over what I believe to be tremendous news for NIO stock. I think that this news is really good for this company, and I'm not a bull nor am I a bear. I'm sitting on the sidelines for the most part with NIO stock. There is one exemption to that. I did sell cash secured puts, so I do believe that NIO is going to stay above a certain price. If it does, I make money. But on this video, I want to go over the most recent news regarding NIO stock and why I think it's bullish. We're going to cut to the chase. I'm going to let you guys know the news up front, then we'll dive into more detail and I'll give you my personal opinion later in this video. So the news here that we're going to dive into is that China has come out in support of US listings for their own companies. This includes NIO, Alibaba, JD, Tencent, and future companies as well. This is big news because it's not just anybody saying that they are supporting US listings. It's China themselves. It is through the CSRC, which is the China Securities Regulatory Commission. And what the CSRC just did is they came out with a draft with new guidelines, and in those guidelines, they still accept VIEs. There's also a lot more to talk about. We're going to try to go over many things in this video, but before we dive any further, please consider hitting that subscribe button, ringing that bell, and smashing that like button. To get into more detail, we're going to head on over to WEBULL, and I'm going to show you the news report itself. Now, WEBULL is currently running a stellar promotion, an exclusive promotion if you use the links down below, because I am partnered with WEBULL, that will get you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. The link is provided down below in the video description. So let's do it. Now, I will say, even though I think that this is good news, Wall Street just doesn't seem to care. NIO stock is down. Alibaba is down as well. JD got hit hard and is down as well. All of these Chinese stocks are getting hammered right now because they include more risk. And as we are moving forward in the stock market right now, we are seeing more of a risk-off environment. So some of the stocks, some of the companies that would be deemed higher risk, well, people are selling. Institutions are selling. They are de-risking. They are de-leveraging in a lot of their positions. So if you're in a position that you think is higher risk and it's selling off, that's why. And the main story of why we're heading into a risk-off environment is because of inflation and what the Federal Reserve might be doing with the Fed rate. Typically, when interest rates rise, we head into a risk-off environment. But let's take a look at this article from WEBULL. And as you can see, this was released on December 27, 2021 at around 1:30 p.m. And actually, when this news was released, a lot of Chinese companies actually were positive on the day, but towards the end of the session, they gave back all of those gains. Now, the key takeaways from the CSRC's new guidelines is that they announced their intent to continue allowing Chinese companies to list overseas. Although there will be stricter oversight, regulatory will most likely limit such listing to large companies with global aspirations, possibly encouraging them to list first at home. The biggest takeaway, like I was trying to mention earlier in this video, is that China will continue to allow listings for its companies that use a controversial corporate structure known as variable interest entity, the VIE. The vast majority of Chinese firms listed in the US and Hong Kong currently use such a structure, which allows them to skirt Chinese prohibitions on foreign investment in certain sectors of China's economy. And it's also very important that based on a report in a financial publication, I'm going to butcher this name, I'm not even going to try to say it. The statement said the new rules will only apply to companies seeking further overseas listings and won't apply retroactively to companies already listed overseas. This would include NIO. Also, very importantly here, is China is one side of the story. We also have regulatory issues on the US front. There might be a time where US might pressure some of these companies to provide some audit paperwork. And if they do not comply, they could face delisting. And why I want to bring that up now is because there are signs, according to this article, is that There are signals emerged earlier this month when the CSRC issued a briefer statement saying it was in talks with its U.S. counterparts, the Securities and Exchange Commission, what we know as the SEC, on cooperation over sharing audit papers of U.S. listed Chinese firms. The SEC has complained for years that it lacks authority to order U.S. listed Chinese companies' auditors to hand over their audit papers when it suspects fraud. Beijing in the past prohibited the handling of such papers, calling them state secrets. To force the issue, the U.S. passed a law at the start of the year giving China 3 years to devise a system for giving requested information to the SEC or risk having its companies delisted from New York. So essentially what we're seeing here and why this is good news is that there are steps being provided right now by the CRSC that is keeping the VIE structure alive. Now I want to pump the brakes here a little bit, and I just want to let you all know that this is only a draft guideline. And also, when we're dealing with the Chinese government, things can change very quickly. They weren't going to delist Didi. They ended up delisting Didi anyway. So you have to keep a close eye on this. The risk is still there, but this is a good sign in my personal opinion. And if this is true and these guidelines actually make it, then that's going to be a huge sign of relief for NIO stock for now. That's my personal opinion, at least on this matter. Now make sure if you like this content to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and smash that like button. Also, if you want to help support the channel, you can do so by joining the Patreon. It's $5 a month. It will give you access to a private Discord server of over 500 investors. It will give you access to valuation spreadsheets. It will give you access to meetups. And it will also give you access to the stocks that I personally am buying and selling. A link to the Patreon is provided down below. And let me know your overall thoughts when it comes to NIO stock down below in the comment section. I thank you so much for your time. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And this is We Are Investing, and together we are invincible. See ya!